All right, we're here with the great Steve McKinney, one of my favorite musicians alive on planet Earth. What up, Steve?
What up, Lou? Man, glad to be here, bro.
Yeah, man, of course. I think last time we did this was when we called
Jairus.
Yeah, which was super cool. You guys, if you haven't seen that, you got to go watch that. Turns out these guys know each other. I didn't even realize. But what's up with you, man?
Man, just out here, just proving that there's no such thing as minor one, day by day.
Didn't you just go to Jamaica?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, me and my wife went.
Hell yeah. I seen all your videos, bro. It looks fun.
Dude, it is a vibe, bro.
Yeah? What do you like about it?
Just first of all, it's like a very beautiful green place.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's the most densely green place I've ever really seen personally. But then the people are just like genuinely nice for the most part. You have your crazies everywhere.
Right.
But I've met some cool people out there.
Where do you go? Like,
we usually do like the all-inclusive thing.
but is it, I mean, I don't really know Jamaica that much. Like, is it like is there like, I mean, I'm sure there's obviously different areas.
Yeah. And some of them are pretty separate, like pretty separated by land or whatever. But we usually go to like the western side, like northwestern part of the island. Like about an hour and a half from Montego Bay, which is like the second city. There's two main airports there, Montego Bay and Kingston.
Okay.
We usually fly into Montego Bay.
I mean, I know Kingston, obviously.
Mhm.
I feel like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I actually haven't been to Kingston yet. But
Okay. I mean, I just know the name.
For sure. But that's like the capital. That's where
Okay.
a lot of the commerce, a lot of the music is happening, a lot of the...
So what do they listen to music-wise there? Is it like, I guess to me, it's like you would think initially like, oh, they listen to reggae. And I mean, maybe it is, but it's not like probably what I would think of as like...
They listen to reggae, of course, but from what I've observed, they love music in general. So it's like I've been in places, say we're eating at a restaurant, and one particular time we heard nothing but Usher.
Oh, okay.
For like an hour.
Oh, cool.
Another time, you know, you're hearing like Celine Dion or Kenny Rogers, or, you know, it could be 90s R&B. It could be anything from across the musical spectrum, as long as it's good to them. You know what I mean?
Right. I get you. That makes sense. I kind of figured. What's like, is there something that's new there that I wouldn't know though? Like a new style or like something? I mean,
I'm kind of an old man, so I wouldn't know what the new thing is.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
There is like there has been a cool like exchange between like dancehall and rap the last, let's say 7-8 years, where like they've kind of taken on to like the trap style of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And implemented their own version that they call trap dancehall, which is kind of interesting. I like some of it. It's guys like Skilly Bang, or it's a guy named Valiant I'm a fan of.
Okay. Yeah, I need to look up some of this stuff.
It's really like, it's like party music, or when I believe there's music for every occasion. So it's not like I'm not putting on West when I'm trying to, you know, party or when I'm trying to hang with some friends. I'm trying to, you know, get a task done. And
yeah.
So to me, it's good music for when you just want to have a good vibe and like maybe dance a little bit, maybe, you know. That's how I use it.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I seen all your videos, and I'm like, this guy's just living it up, dude.
Man, try to have a good time, bro.
Hey, we got it, especially right now. Damn.
Sheesh.
So wait, should we say something? Like, I don't know, I think it's kind of obvious. This whole shooting thing is crazy.
Yo.
I feel like we're living through history, whatever side you're on.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's crazy.
It's interesting to see. I don't even know what to make of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree.
But it definitely looked like we were seeing either something from a movie or like something from like our parents or grandparents' like generation.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, this is it. I kept watching over and over again, like, yo, it was this many shots. It was it.
Bro, how did the guy get so close? How is there not secret or people? If I was there and I'm in charge of security, I would put someone on every roof. How would you? And there's not even that many roofs.
I guess they didn't have a minor one. That's bad. I'm sorry. That's terrible. Me and Louie were just talking about how that's just the answer for everything. No minor one. Yeah, that's terrible. I'm not trying to make light of the shooting
No, I
or
get it.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, I literally I saw it. Kiefer had just left from the thing we did the other day, and he texts. I got 2 texts. One was from him and another buddy of mine saying, "Yo, Trump just got shot." I was like, "What the?" And I just went online. I was just like, "What?" I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram and I was like, "This ain't real."
I mean, yeah, because nowadays it's like someone. I mean,
people are good at making stuff.
Even if it's a video, you could think it's not real. Like that's where we're at now.
And I didn't hear the sound, so I just saw like the reaction, and I was just like, I don't know. And then
man, yeah, it's crazy.
My sister-in-law told me, they shot Trump. I thought he got hit. Oh, and I was like, oh, yeah, there goes that.
Yeah, and now I already hear. You hear like, was it set up? Who did? I mean, everyone's, which I guess you should be asking. Yeah, I mean, how could you not be asking any of those questions?
You can't really shame people for asking those questions.
No,
I think we shouldn't make not a judgment on it, but like we can't make a ruling on what happened until we know what happened.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
You have a right to your suspicions.
The whole thing is crazy.
Yeah, like what's your angle with that? Like, what? Okay, you take him out. Okay, now what? You don't take him out. Okay, now what? Like, it's not a good situation either way.
I mean, yeah, bro, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, 100%. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy because it's just like, I just feel like we're living our life over here, and then you see all this stuff on TV. It's not like you see it in real life unless you're there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm not there.
Nah, I've never been even close to anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. It's gonna. I just think that we're living through like a historic moment, no matter what it is. It's kind of. It seems kind of obvious.
I tried to watch from like different, if I could, in my mind, vantage points or different points of view. Yeah. Like, thinking like as the Secret Service guys, like they were on point, bro. Like within like 2-3 seconds, they had him covered, and then the second wave of guys was coming in. And just from a point of, I'm somebody who likes to shoot, and who tries to practice that kind of training from time to time, and just seeing like, hey, these guys are on it. These guys are aware of the situation. Yeah, it sucks that they were able to get a couple shots off, but like, wow, these guys are top notch.
Yeah, I mean, but I also wonder, like, I just don't understand how you can not see someone. Like, do they not have helicopters?
It sounded like it was from a distance, though.
It was supposedly like 130 yards away.
Because it's like when the first couple of shots, it was like, it had a little like reverb to it, like that would to me suggest some distance was there, but it could have been
So from what I've seen, I don't know. I barely, I've been looking up some stuff when I have time, but like supposedly it's not that far, and it's supposedly from like, it's that building. And
I saw pictures of snipers on the roofs, like on the corners, and
I just don't. How do you not see that though?
I have no idea, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I have so many questions, but we don't have to get into it.
Pure questions. I have zero answers for that, man. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's crazy, dude. I don't know. The whole thing's nuts.
Yeah, I hope hope all is well with everyone, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting. Yeah, you know what's funny though? I will say though, this does remind me a little bit. Not the exact feeling because I was much younger too, but it does somewhat remind me of like when 9/11 happened. And like, remember when like it happened, and like I just remember thinking like, yo, what? I was young though. I was in middle school.
Bro, I was young too, bro.
And it's like, but I remember Cody Kruger came up to me and said, I haven't seen that guy probably since then, but I still remember Cody Kruger came up and he was like, yeah, the World Trade Center just got hit. And I was like, what is that? I don't know what that is.
Dude, me too, bro.
I mean,
me too, bro. I do not tell people that, but my dad came in the room like, hey, the Twin Towers just got hit.
What are the Twin Towers?
Okay, what's that? Yeah, they just hit the Pentagon. What's that?
I mean, okay, so that's the other thing is, remember they hit the Pentagon.
Yep. Like what was like half an hour later or something like that?
I mean, bro, I mean, don't get me started because I have a lot of questions about that too. But like, the whole thing is just crazy, and it feels somewhat like that in the sense that like, wow, like.
But remember the effect that had though, like.
But that's what I was gonna say is like, yeah, I mean, after that there was like this weird,
Everything turned red, white, and blue.
Yeah,
everything,
which makes sense. I mean, I don't see why. I mean, that's not crazy. That makes sense.
There's nothing wrong with patriotism, but I just remember seeing the shift of like, it's okay. I'll just say it. They say that black people are not the most patriotic, and
they do.
That's a commonly said thing.
I never heard that. Just
given the history of certain things, you know what I mean? And some of us aren't. But I had never seen it like that, where everybody is, singing "We're Americans."
Yeah,
and, it's like it went crazy.
Do you think it does feel a little different now though, because there's like quote unquote two sides? You know what I mean?
I think
because there's some people that are like, oh yeah, and then there's other people that are like, oh, I don't know what they're saying, but did you see what I mean though?
Yeah, yeah, I think it could. To me, my first thought was like, this could either bring people together in a sense of like, hey, I don't care what he's talking about that I don't like. This guy was our president. You don't go shooting our president.
Which people are saying.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like either people on the other side are going to take that approach, or it's going to be like a staunch, like, no, he deserved it.
Right, which
I've seen a little bit of that too, and it's like, what I see a lot of is a lack of like a moral center. So people have, you can treat the other side one way, but when it's on you, you feel like you deserve a different mercy or different, and I don't rock with that.
Yeah, I get you.
Keep the same energy.
I mean, that's why I like you though.
Appreciate it, bro. But like, you got to keep the same energy. You can't.
But see, honestly, for however long I've known you, like, I feel like that comes out in you through your music and just your personality. Like, but like, there's not. I don't know. I feel like there's not that many people like that. I mean, not that. No, maybe I shouldn't say that.
I mean, I think there are. And I'm not trying to paint it like I'm just this moral upstanding.
No, but I get what you're saying.
But I try to live by a certain set of principles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I feel that I've chosen for myself and that I govern myself with.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
how does it come out in music though? I'm curious.
I think it comes out in music like through like being honest. And like whatever that may mean, you know. It's like, whether you're calling something out or you're saying, "Hey, that was really cool," or just the way you approach things.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
Because there also is like the people that, like for example, I was playing a gig the other day and, there's a guy playing that maybe wasn't the best, but like I was like, look, and he kind of knew, like, it's not like he was, it's fine. Yeah. And it was fine. And I was like, man, this sounded good, and you have good instincts, but you should work on this, and this, and blah blah blah. And I wasn't gonna shit on this guy.
Nah, and that's a perfect.
It's approach. Like I remember those days, and I still feel like that sometimes. But it's like I told him, I was like, bro, you clearly know this music, because he listens to it and he's a dancer, and like he obviously knows it. We were playing Afro-Cuban stuff.
Oh, tight.
And I was like, man, he had good instincts because he would do certain things that I could tell he was trying to find whatever. And I'm like, yeah, bro, like it seems like from what little we've played, 80% of the time, I would say go with your instincts.
See, that's the mark of an elder statesman. Like, and I know we're not old yet, but we're not 18 no more.
Yeah.
And the guys who really made their mark on having an impression on us were the ones who could say, hey, you sound good, but work on these changes. Or I like what you're doing here, but I'll give you a perfect example. And this was a longer form, but Daniel Jackson, the great San Diego legend, Daniel Jackson. Yeah. My first time meeting him, I'm like 19 years old.
Okay.
And there's this guy, he's a friend of my dad's. So he's introducing him. Hey, Daniel, I want you to meet this guy, up-and-coming bass player. And he's really hyping me up. Daniel was like, oh, bass player. Okay, you play acoustic? No, sir. And he just walked away. But I got to redeem myself. I feel like I made him see over time that like, oh, I get what you're doing with that, with that electric. It's kind of like a guitar, but it's, and he ended up like kind of giving me my props.
I get you. So wait, I want to meet your pops.
Dude.
I think I met him once.
Next time he's out here, we got to set something up.
Because they moved, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Like, so, because I feel like And all the church guys know him, obviously.
Yeah, he's been around.
That's what I mean. I've seen videos and like I know who he is, but like I don't know him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, if he's
kind of like I call him a master teacher, kind of.
Okay.
In the sense that like he's had a lot of students of music in different realms, like myself as like his bass student. Although it wasn't the most hands-on. Not that he wasn't there, he was always around.
Yeah.
But he would kind of let me figure it out, and when he saw me doing wrong, he'd be like, "Oh, do this."
But maybe he did something.
It worked.
Right. He did something right.
It worked.
Yeah.
But I've seen him with he's had students that are like gone on like in music production that have gone on to make, hit records, have Grammys, have you know what I mean? He kind of does he wears a lot of different hats.
Yeah. Like
he's working on a ballet right now.
Oh, whoa.
That he wrote all of, and it's based on the resurrection of Jesus. It's pretty deep.
He wrote a ballet?
He didn't write the dancing,
no, but like yeah.
All the music to it, all the narration and stuff.
Oh, bro, we got to talk to your dad.
Yeah, dude, he's legit.
That's sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, I like that. That's badass. You just blew my mind. That's
so I feel like I'm just a bass player. You know what I mean? Like I'm cool.
All right, well, let's get into it, shall we? This minor one debate is cracking me up, bro.
Hey, it's going crazy, bro.
Can I be honest, though? Never, ever would I have thought that this would be such a thing.
I think it's just, you just put the perfect, like, you're like the Trump of music right now. Like, you just found a way to take certain feelings and just sum it up in a way that just turns it up. It's like, ooh, my boy cooking.
You know what's funny, dude, is that, like, the whole no minor one thing is just kind of how my brain works. Because I remember thinking, like, and this, like, people don't realize this is years and years in the making. It's not like I just woke up one day and I was like, oh, let's just think it's minor one. It's like, bro, I've been studying this music for so long that I started seeing things and hearing things and then realizing, wait a second.
It's all major.
And people hate it, though. They hate it so much.
I understand a bit of the hate. I would never present it as hate personally. If I was on the other side, I would just be like, I don't really get it.
And most people are saying that. I should say, yeah.
But there are some who are like, you guys are evil.
Yeah, and I still love these people. It's no stress. I'm not tripping. Like
we all in the same boat.
It's all out of love. I think. Anyways, but it's funny because, I don't know, man. And it's like I feel like I've learned so much from like playing with you and all the Soul Sunday crew, all the church guys, and all the jazz players. You know what I mean? So it's like, and by combining all the stuff into one, I mean, it's not just one thing. Obviously, and that's the other thing people are getting confused on. It's like, well, you're saying you don't hear it as one at all. It's like, no, guys, I get that it sounds like it goes to one minor. Like, it should sound like that.
Yeah, it is that.
It is.
It is that. But you can also, like, if we're playing in A minor, I can play in C.
Yeah. And my argument too is that, like, I feel like that's more specific, especially when you're talking about hearing things. And it's like, I feel like that is so much more specific than just, oh, it's minor one. It's like, well, but which one? There's 3 minor chords.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And to me, it just simplifies the process. For a lot of time of my like playing music, there was a period of time where I was learning like, let's say 40 songs a week, just for different gigs, for different. I don't have time to think that hard about every song that I'm learning. Let me just, if I can do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do over it, that's what the key is, and let's go from there.
I just don't see why that's a bad thing.
I don't either. And I've tried it in every situation I've been in. You know what I mean? Like, I've played with jazz guys. I've played jazz gigs.
Yeah.
I've played, other styles of gigs. And I've never run into a wall with it where it's like,
I can't
it's
go
not
anywhere.
working.
Right.
what do I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and honestly, man, it's just for me. It's all about like if you take away all the words, and you take away all the language, and you just do it purely based off of play that you play, I play, you play.
Right. What was it before we had the names?
And then it's like, but bro, like if we play a song and then I hear it like that, I just feel like I'm gonna find it so much faster. And then on top of that, like. When like that's why I love playing about with you. It's like when you add things, I feel like if you're not the way you can add certain, you're improvising. That's what people don't realize. It's like that's what I tell all these guys. I'm like, man, the minute these non-jazz players, and I hate saying it like this, but like the minute they like play for real, it's like, bro, it's game over. Like we're all out of a job. Because and I say that because I feel like the ear and hearing it truly is just so much more finely tuned and more specific and more exact than that's C major and that's F lit in and that's whatever sharp 9 flat 9 and yeah, maybe it is that, but like I just don't know if you're really hearing it truly. Where like, and I feel like I can't hear everything. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm just saying that I feel like I used to really suck at hearing things. Because I really struggled with that. Just because I didn't grow up, like, I don't know.
That's interesting. I would have never known that about you.
Oh, bro, I struggled. That was one of my biggest weaknesses. Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's crazy because you got good ears.
Well, it's because I worked really hard at it.
That's not my story.
But see, that's fine. But that's what I'm saying. I didn't grow up, like, matching notes. Like, I remember the first time, like, bro, here's a story. Ready? I remember being in college as an undergrad, and I didn't know anything, bro. Like, I just knew that I liked Jimmy and I liked him. He could play solo. I'm like, how is this guy doing this? I don't get it. It sounds tight. And when I saw jazz players play, I was like, that seems like what Jimmy's doing. And then I saw classical guys and like, I didn't know either about any of them.
Right.
I didn't know anything about either of them. And then when you go to school, you usually have to choose jazz or classical. And it's like, well, I'm doing that one. And honestly, bro, they accepted me into the classical department. I didn't know anything, bro. I knew I didn't know. I didn't even have a classical guitar. Like, how are you going to accept me? And then I auditioned for the jazz department, and they're like, nah, get out of here. And I was like, I got to go with these guys.
Yeah, and it's a good thing you did.
I mean, yeah, bro. That was a crucial, crossroad. But what was I going to say? Oh, I remember being in this oral skills class where it's all about hearing, which is a great class. You know, I would probably teach it a little different in my opinion, but it's called oral skills, AURA, whatever. Okay. So it's about your ear. And you show up and you have to sight sing, you have to do rhythms, you have to sing. It's all about hearing and singing things. Granted, I would probably teach it differently because it's very classical, whatever. And it's fine, but I would make everyone bring their instrument. No, you don't bring your instrument, which I guess is cool too. But anyways, we don't have to get into that. Well, I remember being in theory class, or maybe it wasn't oral skills. It might have just been a regular theory class, but you do have to take the other class. Anyways, that was the hardest class for me because my ear just sucked, bro. I mean, I didn't. That's crazy. I mean, dude, I had never done that. Like, and I'm saying like, sing this note, and then you sing the note. I'm like, and it's like, yeah. But like seriously though, like
I had a homie like that growing up in choir.
Yeah,
like he joined the choir. This dude was tone.
Yeah, just
deaf.
I mean, if you've never, I don't know. Some people have it, some people don't. You can work at it.
You can, which is cool.
But I remember this guy, this old dude. He was cool. I can't remember his name, but he's since passed. He was like one of the legend teachers there. He made everyone get up on the first day in front of class, in the class. All right, Steve, get up, sing a major scale. Okay, next, behind him. And I'm in the middle. I'm like, oh, shit. Like,
bro, I know the nerves, bro.
I got to me, and I got I didn't know what the hell I'm singing, bro. And I look like a damn fool. Okay. And then people that had it, he was like, okay, you can pass out of whatever section. And I was like, motherfucker, I can't
sing it.
But I mean, how am I going to sing something that I don't know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, singing to me is interesting because to me they are singing and playing are very connected.
Yeah,
but it just takes a different level of nerve to sing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
you know, but I've had mentors of mine who suggested like, hey, like I was on the road with this choir, and they the lady who was over the choir was the inspiration for the movie Sister Act 2.
Oh wow!
So like the whole joyful and all that, she arranged and wrote that. She was the consultant for the movie.
That's crazy.
So she had somebody come to my room one day and she's like, hey, you know Joyful? And I'm like, yeah, I know that song. Like, yeah, what key? A flat. Cool. Yeah, she wants you to come in the room and sing it. She wants you to try it out. Sing it? I'm here to play bass. But we all the way over here we was in France. And it was like, okay. I can't really say no.
Right.
So I went and sang it, and she was like, okay, try it again and do this and take your time, man. All right, make sure you hit all the notes, you know. And she was giving me pointers.
I'm already sweating.
And then so I did it like 3 times, and she's like, yep, before we leave, we're going to do that. So the rest of the trip, I'm just shitting bricks. I'm just like, oh, I hope I don't have to sing in front of these people. Oh, please. Bro, when we hit the last note of that last show, I rejoiced, bro. I was like, I made it. I made it.
I mean, bro, yeah.
Yeah, that singing, man. It's
terrifying.
It's one of my worst enemies sometimes.
Can I tell you, though, but every time, like, it happens at Soul Sunday, you guys crack me up. And, like, my favorite point was last time when DJ gets the mic, and he starts singing, and he's like, is this what you want?
You got it. Dude, that dude went crazy.
Oh, my God. I was dying, dude.
It's crazy about him because me and him been playing music together since he was about 14, 15. So he's been the same guy. He was just a kid.
Yeah.
So just seeing growing up DJ full-fledged, just like, dude, this is funny.
It was so good. Is this what you want? Oh, God.
Yeah, man.
I text him that sometimes. I'm just like, bro, you're too much, dude. That is hilarious.
My boy. Dude, we got to get... Why does Abe never pass you the mic?
Oh, God, please don't. I'm terrified.
Hey, people, if you don't know, Louis can sing.
No, secretly, that's the moment when, like, you guys are doing it. I'm like, oh, God, please don't come over here.
Hey, you think I don't feel the same way? I'd be like, bro, why are you putting this mic in front of me, man? Come on, man. Now I look like an idiot if I say no.
Yeah, either way, you're screwed.
You're screwed. You got to do it. It's the force of the hand.
Oh, man, that shit is funny. Oh, God.
Yeah, man.
That's
but I've
great.
heard you sing before. I've heard you sing. It was like a demo of one of your songs. And I was like, okay.
Oh, no, bro. I'm scared. Fuck. Yeah, I wish I could. If I could sing, I'd be a rich man. Let's say that.
Well, it's not that you can't.
I know. I got to practice it. If I could sing well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But anyways.
If you sang, how about that?
There you go. Yeah, that's a good one. I was going to say something, I don't remember. But we were on the minor one thing cracks me up, though, dude. Like, it's just, I guess for me, it's like, I get that it's clickbaity, you know, but that's why it's funny. It's like, that's why in my head, I'm like, oh, I remember realizing, like, oh, damn, I remember realizing, like, wow, that's what 6 sounds like. Mm-hmm. And now I can't not hear 6. Mm-hmm. This is what I want to tell people. Like, I have 2 examples. My response now is like, okay, well, does that mean one major can be the 4 chord too? Is that what that means? So
yes.
when we go to the 4 chord, is that the new 1? I know it sounds like 1.
Oh, I misunderstood what
it's
you're
all right.
saying.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we're in blah, 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 we're in C. And then, all right, let's go to the 4. And then Steve walks up to the 4. Okay, now is that our new 1? It's like, well,
ew,
maybe I guess, but
gross.
Like, I hear it as 4.
That's the context that makes it feel sweet to me. Like, it's 4. That's 4 has a presence to it that's
exactly.
Like, we're at the 4.
And it's one of my favorite sounds, especially like in church, like when you play all these crazy intros and then you play the song, the verse, and then the after the verse, and then the change, and then the chorus, and then at the end, okay, church is 1-4, 1-4. I'm like, yeah,
let's go, Doc.
Like, this is Jimmy all day, baby.
Go, bro. And see, I don't have a reference to Jimmy with it, but that's what I grew up hearing.
Yeah.
Like that boom, doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, but see, there's I can't think of the name of the song, but there's a record, the Hendrix record, where I swear to God, he's just playing church guitar. I don't remember the song name, but it's like.
Well, Jimmy, I mean, the way I really see it is this: music is like water, and you're like, I get my water from a spring. No, I get my water from a well. No, I go to the river. It's like you're drinking water.
I like that. That's cool.
You know what I mean? Like, it's all connected in one way. There may be different properties to it based on its location or based on where you got it from.
Right.
But we're all playing the same notes.
Right.
With the same rhythms. You know, with variations, you know what I mean? But it's like, why do we have to put all the jazz is this and the this is that? Yeah. Okay, everything has its own accent, and you should respect it.
100%, yeah.
Treat every music with the proper, respect, and try to play it with the right, if it's Spanish, roll your R's. You know what I mean? If it's Jamaican, make sure that patois is hitting right. You know what I mean? Don't y'all mon. No, that ain't gonna cut it. You know what I'm saying? But
hey, when you go to Jamaica, do you start talking like that a little bit?
I don't, but I should.
Yeah. Is that like a thing? Like, are you not supposed to? I never understood that.
I don't do it personally out of respect.
Okay.
But there's situations where, like, say I'm like dealing with the vendor on the street. Right. As soon as they hear my accent, the price goes up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that happens anywhere you go.
So if I was to approach it a little more, like, they would know I'm not one of them, but I could maybe say, like, my mom's from there, or I was born there and grew up here.
I see. That's funny.
Yeah, but you see it a lot. Tourists be touristing.
Yeah, I mean, they do that anyway.
Yeah, man. What going, man?
Oh, my God.
Yes, I read Jamaica, man. Where's the Bob Marley? Play the Bob Marley.
And it's serious?
Like, bro, somebody was sitting this last time with me and my girl at the pool bar, chilling, talking to the guy at the bartender and stuff, and he's singing a song.
Okay, I'm an idiot, and I accidentally stopped the recording somehow at a crucial moment, and I just want to kind of recap what me and Steve were talking about, and I'm going to insert it. And some of it you'll kind of see later, but the one part I do want to talk about is we started talking about Joshua White, who I really love Joshua White because he's just incredible playing and just a musician, and just like he's one of a kind. And me and Steve started talking about it, and he knows he grew up with Joshua. So what's really cool is that he has another side that probably a lot of us don't know, and he grew up with him. Joshua would come to his church after his church. You know what I mean? He would come and play organ, and they would just sit down. And Steve was talking about how they would just come and sit down and play. Like, they wouldn't, it's not like they were playing anything specific. They would just play. Maybe they play certain tunes, maybe, but from what I remember him telling me, it was just they would come and play, and they grew up together. Him and Steve's brother Greg would play all the time. So we were talking about it, and then I started thinking about a time that I went to go see those three guys play at the San Diego Music Awards one year. And the only reason I went was to go see these guys play. So, and somehow I had found out that they were going to do like a totally improvised set, I think it was. And me and Steve were talking about it, and I remember just going and just being blown away. And they just, went up, and for those of you that maybe went, you might remember this, but I mean, this was just like crazy. Joshua started playing something, and then Steve came in, and Greg playing drums, and it was just the coolest thing ever. I mean, like, truly improvising, you know what I mean? And yeah, me and Steve were just talking about Joshua White and what he's like, and I'm going to get him on here. So Joshua, I know we've talked before about this. I'm going to call you and text you. But I just wanted to include that because, of course, the part that we miss is the most important part. So Joshua's like, he's a Jedi, man. I think he turned off the recording, I'm telling you. So I also was reminiscing about one time, because Joshua went to state when I was there. So he was like this, magical little creature I would see, and I didn't talk to him really. I was a newbie. I barely knew what I was doing. And so I went to one of his recitals, and he played Body and Soul, I remember. And I just couldn't believe it. And anyways, he ended up dropping out and then becoming what he is now. And he's just incredible. So we're going to have to get him on. I wish you guys could have seen me and Steve talk about it. We'll talk about him next time maybe. That'll be another cool thing to see. But I just wanted to kind of insert that because I'm really mad that I messed it up. But I blame Joshua. He's like a Jedi. I think he turned off my computer. Anyways, all right. I don't remember what else we were talking about. I think we included some, but I just wanted to insert this. So, Jazz Privet.
Like, before I die, I want to be able to, like, sit down and, like, play a jazz gig on piano.
That'd be sick.
Or just any gig.
I want to play gigs on a lot of different stuff, bro. I want to do a reggae gig on drums.
Dude, you could do it.
I want to do a reggae gig on keys. I feel like that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
Bubbling.
All right. I'm an idiot, and I accidentally stopped the recording, so we missed some stuff. But I do want to recap on some things that maybe we talked about. My sister's calling me. Christina, I'll call you back later. Real quick, can we revisit the 2-5 to the 2? The minor 2-5 to the 2, like 7-3-6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I feel like a lot of people don't hear me when I say this. And they just think I'm crazy, which I don't really care. Honestly, you're just empowering me.
You're fueling the fire, baby.
You guys are really just fueling the fire. If you haven't figured that out about me, I don't know what to tell you. But I just realized I want to say this because I feel like this really helped me. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, bro, I learned this from playing at church and playing with all you guys. And just like, I never understood in jazz school. They always tell you minor 2-5 is... Say we're in C. Mm-hmm. They always say, oh, it's B half diminished, E7, A, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, why is it, why is the, well, actually, they don't say that. Because what they would say is they would say, oh, we're in A minor. A minor is the 1. Mm-hmm. And you play minor 2-5. So it's just like a normal 2-5. But instead, it's minor. Mm-hmm. So, okay. So what's different about it? Oh, well, you play B half diminished, E7 flat 9, and then A minor. Whereas a normal 2-5 to major would be B minor, E7, A major. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, all right, cool. And I get it. And all right, but why does it have to diminish, though? I don't understand why it's half diminished. It just is. You play Locrian over it. All right. Mm-hmm. And then on the 5, you can play, or you can not even think of the 2, and you can kind of think of just the 5 chord, and you can play E7. Okay, all right. I get it, but why is the G sharp in there? And then I take the G sharp out when I go to A minor. Okay. All right. And then one day I realized from playing at church, it's like anytime we're playing in minor, they all 7-3-6, 7-3-6. Oh shit. Like
that makes
that's where it comes from. And
fit, or makes it match. Or yeah.
It's like, duh, you play 7th. They always tell you 7th mode over the half diminished. It's like, oh.
See, and that's an interesting thing to me because I'm sure that's like something that got lost in translation from.
I think so.
From the clubs to the school.
I think so.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And
I think so.
We just codified it this way, but we don't know why really.
Okay,
but
and now let's go a step further because now, all right. So I realized that's where minor 2-5s come from. 7-3-6. I get it. And let's not even get into this E7 and why you add the G sharp. And I have a whole theory. You can go watch all that shit. Who cares? Mm-hmm. But the point is that now, well, why does this sound good when you minor 2-5 to the 2? Because you do it all the time, especially in jazz tunes. Like all the time you do that. It's one of the main things. Okay, why does minor 2-5 to the 3 sound good too? And then I realized one day, oh wow, so I play, if we're in C, and I play B, E, A, that's 7-3-6. Now, what happens if I do E, A, D, and I play E half, A7, D minor? It's going to sound great. And they would argue, oh, well, that's just minor 2-5 to the minor 4. Are you going to the 4? It's like, okay, I get what you guys are saying. And then I realized, oh, it's just 7-3-6 in F. And you just borrow the B flat. And I'm like, oh, that's why you play the B flat. And I just realized, like, you're just borrowing. It's just blues. It's 1-4-5.
I learned that stuff playing with Noah Williams.
Oh, we got to get Noah on.
Oh, he'd be good.
That'd be a great one.
Because he has an interesting approach. Like, that whole number thing, I kind of picked up from him. I learned, like, based off notes and the chord quality or whatever. You know what I mean?
So wait, how did you learn? Like when you grew up, you just played at church and with your dad. How did it happen? Like, do you remember at all?
Like first anything.
I'm just curious.
my dad bought me a bass. My parents bought me a bass when I was like 4. Didn't have it for very long because like the car got in an accident or something like that, and the bass was in it. So didn't have it for long. But in the meantime, I started playing like violin at like 7.
Oh, I think you told me that.
And then I played cello. Moved to cello for a few years. Played that till I was like maybe 13.
Wow.
And maybe at like 10, I started playing bass again. But around that time, we couldn't take lessons anymore. We were part of like a program that was like an inner city string program that had funding and stuff like that. The funding got cut.
Classic.
And we couldn't take lessons anymore. So.
And this is at like your school?
Yeah, which was a part of my church.
That's
my church
tight.
had a school.
Okay, cool.
And the San Diego Youth Symphony was like part of the sponsors.
Right. Okay.
So we were like a satellite program.
That's
through
cool.
them.
Yeah.
It was cool. We would do like events with them every once in a while, and they'd give us like simple parts to play. But I'd be like, nah, I ain't playing that. I want to play what they play. Very prideful young fella.
That's funny.
But, yeah, I mean, I've always been around music. My father's a musician. My uncles, my brothers. Like I say, my family is like, you're either gonna preach or play.
That's funny.
And I'm not. In my mind, I'm not a preacher. So give me them instruments.
I get you. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is Greg older than you or younger than you?
Yeah, he's older by like 13 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Man, I just remember going to see you guys play at the San Diego Music Awards.
Oh,
And
Joshua.
Bro, when I found out, because Joshua, I just got a crush on this guy, bro. He's just so legit.
Dude, Joshua, you're the man, bro.
Yeah, dude. It's just like, I got to get him on. I got to call him.
Dude.
I talked to him the other day. He said he was down, but
Come on the pod, Joshua.
Yeah, I got to get him.
JW, do it.
Musically, this guy has always just intrigued me. Because he went to state when I was there, and he dropped out. And I remember seeing Joshua, and I didn't know anything, bro. Like I didn't know anything. And I remember, I was trying to practice, learn all this shit, and Joshua would just come in, just shred. And especially back then, I was just, to me, I was just like magic. And I remember he played at one of his recitals. I went to it. He played Body and Soul, and I just couldn't believe it.
Man.
I was just like, bro, man, I want to play like that. Like, that is just crazy.
He's crazy to me, because I know, like, he's, like, super avant-garde and super, like...
He can be.
Yeah, but a lot of people know him for that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but...
But my experience with Joshua has been more... Like, he used to come to my church after his church was over up the street.
Right.
And we get to jamming, and we wasn't playing jazz.
Right.
Most of the time.
Right.
We be just... And Joshua's knowledge of, like... It's never been a style of music we're talking about where he's not interested.
Right.
So we've been talking about Wu-Tang, and he's like, yeah, Raekwon the Chef. And like, the dude knows his music.
He's the ultimate researcher.
Everything, bro. This dude, only dude I ever met to show up to a gig with 6 books.
Yeah. And that's like classic, yeah.
Like, just... Yeah, this is what I'm reading right now.
But he actually reads them.
Yeah, and I'm like, how do you read 6 books at one time? He's like, how do you watch 6 TV shows in a day? Or
yeah.
I'm like, I guess, bro. I don't know. I can't do it, but if you can.
But man, I remember hearing, I don't remember how I found out, but I just remember hearing that like it was going to be you, Greg, and Joshua was going to play. Mm-hmm. And somehow, I don't know who told me, but maybe you told me or something. I don't know. I don't know if I knew you back then really, but
I knew you, like I knew more of you than I knew you actually.
Yeah.
Like
someone told me that they're just going to make something. They're just going to like improvise.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I never go to the ST Music Awards because, like, who cares? But I was like, I'm going. So I went, and, like, I just remember you guys just blew my mind.
Yeah, I was a little nervous, I remember, because, I mean, I trusted the guys. And I trust myself. But just, what do we do?
So, wait, what was that like? Yeah, because I remember he started with something, and then it just was like, game on.
Yep. That's kind of how we always played, though.
Yeah. Wow.
It would always just be like, whether he be on the organ or the piano or Rhodes or whatever, he starts something, I start something. Whoever starts something, we're just letting our ears kind of inform us on what should accompany it. You know what I mean?
And, yeah, you guys are both really good at that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. But
I mean, bro, I just remember you guys blew my mind, and I left immediately after, and I saw him walking out.
I'm out of here, bro.
He had a whole stack of books, and he was just walking out, and I was like, bro, that shit was sick. Like,
he's like, oh, thanks, man. He don't like compliments and all that, but
I mean, and that's like when I was starting to grasp things somewhat, and I just remember just like, dude, what the? I didn't play at church at all, and I just was like, dude, what, like. I was like, that's jazz. If that's not jazz, I don't know what jazz is.
That's what I like to think, bro. That's what I like to uphold the spirit of jazz. Not that I don't care about the theory of it or that it just doesn't interest me as much as, hey, this is what these guys were doing. Like, they were coming up with shit to, excuse my language, but, to other things. And, just it's like you're making gumbo. You take a little of this, a little of that, a little of that.
And honestly, bro, I feel like those guys were the original, like, rock and roll, punk rock vibe. Like, that's where it comes from. Like, those guys were the original, like.
Them and bluesmen.
Yeah.
The early bluesmen were the rappers of that day.
Yeah.
Like, they were.
I can see
how
that.
you get Muddy Waters? You kidding me? That dude was a whole character.
Yeah. Man, I need to go down, I need to go deep into, some blues stuff. Like, I've gone down the rabbit hole, but, not, super, super deep.
I was talking to somebody about that the other day. It seems like it's two different blues. Like, you have the blues.
Okay.
Which is, that Mississippi.
Right.
That stuff. And then you have the form blues. This is a blues we're playing.
Right.
They're not really the same thing. And somebody was asking me, why do jazz players tend to respect blues so much but don't really play it?
That's a good question. Yeah, it's funny because it definitely comes out of it. That's for sure. But, yeah, you're right. It is to really, you have to, really go down that rabbit hole. It's I feel like most jazz players are not really doing that. But I think that's what was so genius about Charlie Parker. Is at the end of the day, the guy could just play blues.
To me, Louis Armstrong, same thing.
Yeah.
To me, he's to me the GOAT because he had everything.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Have you seen the Buddy Bolden movie? So do you know?
I didn't even know they had. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Buddy Bolden is.
So Wynton Marsalis is the one who wrote the music.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to watch it.
Okay.
It's a good movie, actually. It's
if
sad.
Wynton did it, I'm sure it's done well.
Yeah, that's
musically.
the thing. And just the overall thing, it's I feel like if no one knows, Buddy Bolden is the original. It's credit. He's technically, as far as we know, he's credited with basically starting jazz.
Pretty much,
and basically starting the concept of improvising, which is kind of a weird thing to even think about.
I've never heard that.
I guess,
but that would be an interesting way to look at. But I think he definitely. He's the father of what we know as jazz improvisation.
That's what I meant, because obviously there's people who are improvising, but in the way that we kind of think of it,
they were playing songs and he would go and
just
take choruses, doing his
exactly.
thing. That was Buddy Bolden,
And so there's only one photo of him, and
I think one recording maybe.
Oh yeah,
are there any recordings?
I think there's one recording. I don't remember. There might be one recording. Yeah, because that's another thing, bro. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. The whole technology of recording goes hand in hand with the creation of jazz and American music. And it's thank God, bro, because imagine if we were just reading manuscripts like Bach over here.
But imagine what was going on before that we didn't hear.
That's true. Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. But thank God that they were making those records that they made, because we do have an example to go back and listen to.
Yeah.
Guys we would have never met.
But it's about him, I don't know if it's 100% true. I don't know how you would know. It's a folklore kind of yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about his life.
I'm just remembering the movie, to be honest. But
I'm looking for it.
It's I think it's called, what is it called? It might just be called Bolden or Buddy Bolden. I don't remember. But it's just it's this kid growing up in New Orleans, and then he starts playing, and it just kind of gives you this what they think the image would have been like. and like what happened. And I mean, at the end of the day, though, it's kind of sad because he kind of just like they supposedly he goes nuts, and they just basically lock him up, which is crazy. So it's not like it's like a feel good story.
Yeah, and that's the being a musician is not all gift. There's some curse in there too, and some of us got more curse than others. You know, certain stories that it's just like, ugh. As good as this guy was, Charlie Parker.
Yeah,
they said like when they were doing his autopsy, they thought he was in his 60s.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. He was like 30.
He was like 35 at the most. Like, God.
I mean,
it's a hard life. Billie Holiday, hard life.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
You know, I mean, there's countless examples, which I think is why it's important to try to balance out some kind of way.
Yeah, because now we kind of glorify them and like, oh, they're great, and it's like, not everyone thought that.
yeah. I heard somebody say, you know, oh, Charlie Parker and John Coltrane thought this and blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, they did heroin too. Like, should we be doing that? I'm not. But, you know, I respect them. I have the utmost respect for them.
Yeah, man. You know what's funny? It's like, I don't know what those guys really thought. I mean, you hear what they think they thought. Oh, well, they did this, and it's this, and it's like, okay, but like, I mean, are we reading a Charlie Parker like journal that he says like I don't know, like I don't really know.
Like how
am I supposed to know?
I saw a clip the other day with Miles Davis, and he was saying that he was Kind of Blue was inspired by African ballet. And that was the concept that he was going for. It just didn't come out like that.
Wow.
You would have never known that listening to the record. But he's like, yeah, it was that African ballet.
Oh, you got to send me that. I got to see that.
I'll find it and send it to you. And he was saying like they were playing like the finger piano.
Oh yeah, the marimba,
marimba or
what is it called?
Kalimba.
I can't remember. I never remember. The thumb piano.
Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, that inspired me. And he said, it didn't come out like that, but
whoa,
that was the concept. I'm like, okay, you don't know what the thought is. You just know what you hear.
Right. Well, you know what's crazy, too, about Kind of Blue is supposedly, you know, like, that was just like another record date.
It's just a day, yeah.
She's like, hey, Steve, we got a gig. And back then, like, a gig was like, oh, we're going to record.
Dude, that trips me out because it's like, how many Kind of Blues have we missed out on not recording shit?
I mean, yeah.
And I'm not saying we're all looking to make this big, great jazz record, but I'm saying how many cool moments have just come and gone because we haven't documented them. Yeah. That's why I think it's been dope what you've been doing the last few years, recording every gig. And
yeah, I mean, I wish I had more. I wish I had more of like a team because I feel like we could capture more.
You're right.
I can only do so much.
Yeah,
dude.
and
like,
you're playing and
editing and just like it's so much shit.
Only so many hours in a day.
And it's like, bro, like even just let's say we like there's been so many good moments where like, all right, we recorded the 2 hours or whatever it is. It's like, yeah, but now you got to spend at least 2 hours just watching it once.
At the very least, yeah. At the very least. But even if you don't edit it and you decide later, hey, somebody's gonna go through this. We're gonna make a documentary. Or we're gonna make a, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's cool.
Yeah,
it's the right idea to be documenting.
Yeah, things. I like it. That's why we're doing this too. You know.
Yeah.
Because like
this is not my style, but I like it.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't do something like this on my own.
I get you.
But I think it's like being here is cool.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I don't really give a shit if anyone watches this. Like, don't watch it. I don't care. It's more for me. Like, you know what I mean?
I know I'm dope. I don't care about you.
No, I'm saying, like...
Now, you got to be like that, though.
I'm saying, like, I know Steve, and I know Steve's the shit, and I don't give a shit if any of you guys don't... If you don't think that, don't watch it. I don't care. But I think he's sick, so... And now I can put it and whatever.
We wouldn't do what we did if we didn't think it was cool.
Yeah, exactly. So
you know what I mean. Yeah. So it's a bit of that to where it's like, yeah, talk your stuff. And I like to see people talk their stuff in a reasonable fashion.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. Everyone's like saying, "Well, you guys are just arguing." I think, no, we're not, man. We're just sitting here talking. Like, damn, chill out.
If we were to stay on point, it would be a debate. But you know.
Yeah.
Some of us, you know.
It's all right.
Meander.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun, and I'm a guy who likes to argue, not argue, but I love to debate.
Yeah, you like discussion. Yeah.
Oh, you get me
For
going?
sure.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah.
Let's weigh these points out and let's see what holds up.
And that's the thing is like I think some of the people are like too much. No, there is a minor one. It's like guys, who cares? Like who cares?
I could honestly argue from either side of that argument.
I know. I feel like we can, but they can't.
But that's the truth of what debate is. Your position is assigned to you.
Right.
You're not married to it. Like, hey, no, I'm pro this. No, this is the side that you have to argue.
Right.
It's not about you.
Right.
It's about your ability to present your point.
Right. And that's the other thing is like, I keep putting out this like challenge sort of. I guess now it's become one where I'm like, guys, just show me a song that is truly minor one to where I can't apply these ways of thinking and it won't work. I haven't found one yet, bro.
I don't know if it exists.
I mean, unless you're talking about some like modern post bop, like it's just chord colors. Okay, fine. But I can think of, there's Donald Byrd tunes that do that. But that's not like functional, what I call functional harmony.
I mean, if what you're saying isn't so, why is it relative? Why does every minor have a relative major? Like, what are we talking about here?
I mean, bro, that's the thing I ask people. My favorite question is like, all right, guys, take for example, Summertime. What key is it in? Oh, it's A minor. Okay, but where does the bridge go? Oh, relative major. Bro, you just answered my question.
So the song is in C, motherfucker. Like, why are you doing more work than you have to do? Like, why?
That's what Kiefer said. You gotta watch it because there's. I think I put it in the clip. He's like, bro, I can't remember 6 scales. He's like, keep it simple. What are you talking? He's hilarious, bro.
I think some people just like. It's like the guy who has all the guns, but can't shoot. Some people like, oh yeah, I got all this artillery. I have all this.
Oh, I see.
It's like, yeah, but then you have a guy who has a high point or something crazy, and he's just knocking stuff down.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It's about what you do with it. We can have all of the technical knowledge and the terminology for everything, but what are we playing? Like, when it comes time for people to hear what we have to say, what do we have to say? Are we going to recite a speech? Are we going to take pieces of speeches we learned and mix them all together? Or are we going to, you know what I mean? Like, it's different pathways to being good.
Yeah, I get you.
Just be good.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm still making the T-shirts. I don't give a shit.
Make them. I'd rock one, bro. Give me a 3X.
Oh, man.
You know, like,
It's hilarious, dude.
It's so like, this is the right way. No, this is, and I think a lot of these guys, you don't understand that we've had to learn this way. We all understand your way. We all understand what you're saying.
Right.
We just happen to have another way that we use.
That works every time.
Bro.
And honestly, it kind of works better.
In a sense, to me, that it's more efficient in the sense that time is a resource we don't.
Yeah.
It's not endless.
Right.
And we don't know, like, and when you're being paid to play music, a lot of my experience has been, hey, we need you to save the day. Like, we had an emergency. We need you to come in at the last minute. Or, hey, we have some studio time. We need you to record these X amount of tracks.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm not going to play with somebody's money.
Right. And I see what you mean.
I want to learn the song as fast as I can so I can play it as efficiently as possible without wasting. It's not tape no more, but studio time.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah,
You know?
I mean, yeah, and at the end of the day, dude, it's just like, I just feel like this has helped me so much, and that's why I'm just saying it. Like, don't do it that way. I don't care. Whatever.
Why work harder?
You know what my new favorite thing, though, is? Because I'm petty a little bit.
I'm learning that a little bit.
I'm a little petty. That, like, we'll be playing a song I did the other day on my gig. Because I did it with Diego, because Diego's this conga player, and he doesn't know. He's like, bro, I don't know what you're saying. Like, because when I got out of my car.
My brother said the same thing.
The first thing he said is he starts talking about, I start laughing. I'm like, He's like, bro, I don't know. I asked so and so. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. I was like, there you go. I'm gonna give you an example. Ready? And here's my new example. Explain it without explaining it in the way we've been saying it. I was like, I'll do it in rhythm. You know rhythm because you play drums, you play conga, you know rhythm. I was like, it's like, say it like this. We have to agree on what's one. And if we agree that our quarter note is this, well, you can feel this as 4, or you can feel it as 6/8. But at the end of the day, we all have to agree on what's what. And yeah, maybe there is, and yeah, time is somewhat flexible. You can have different phrases that overlap. Maybe it's not always 4, it's not always 3, it's 5, whatever. I get that. But I'm saying that if we're sticking to a time and then all of a sudden you do a fill and you hit 4 really hard and it feels like 1, but it's not 1.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, there's a bit of that element in time signatures, like between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Or 6 and 4.
Right,
or
right,
you
right.
can like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2,
Right.
3, 1.
1, 2, 3. Exactly.
It's the same time.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, guys, but the 1's still there. And yeah, I get you can move it. We're not talking about that. That's a little more layered. But like, the beat is the beat, and it's still it does feel like different things. But it's like, and then furthermore, it's like if you do a fill, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, whatever it is, and you hit 4 instead of 1. People do that all the time.
Yeah.
Should I feel that as 1? No, because if you feel that as 1, then you're gonna fuck everyone up.
That's crazy to me. It's like arguing over a nickname.
Yeah.
That's not Louis. That's Louis. I met him as Louis. Excuse me. You know what I mean? But this is what I know him as.
That's funny.
It's not A minor. It's C. It's like,
But hey, this is what I've been doing though at my gigs, and especially the gig I was at. All these Afro-Cuban tunes, any of them that are in minor, they're all from the 6. And we started playing. I was like, Bill, let's play Obsession, which is classic Afro-Cuban minor tune, and it's in D minor. It's 6 chord of F. Like you go to F major, and the bridge goes to F major, and it's like I just look at Diego. I was like, this one's from the 6.
He got it
because he hears that song all the time. And I was like, El Cuarto de Tula, 6 chord, baby. Like, so now my new thing is every time I play songs with people who know the songs, they know, I'm just like 6, 2. I just yell whatever it is, and it's like one day they're gonna be like, God, this mother, damn it, he's kind of right.
It is that, bro. It's like, bro, if A sharp and B flat could be the same note, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing that really drives me up the wall, is that the thing I posted with Corey Parrish. And I knew the fucking Jazz Police were going to come.
He said something like F sharp, A flat, or something
I
like that.
I knew they were going to come after him immediately. And I'm just like, bro, I guarantee you this guy will play circles around you guys. Like,
and it's such a
it's like
it's so nerdy, bro.
I
and
know.
I don't even nothing against nerds, but
Yeah.
it's just like oh, you should have called it this.
I
It's
just
like,
don't like it. It's a little condescending to me, where it's like, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about because you can't even get the scale right. It's like, bro, you better watch your mouth, because like he hears it way better than you guys are hearing it, and you just don't even know. It's so much better that you can't even see it. It's like we're looking at those pictures and you're like, that's not 3D. It's like, bro, because you don't see it. And then one day you're going to see it and it's fucking 3D and you're going to be like, whoa, and then you can't unsee it.
I noticed that it's not necessarily the stronger ears arguing against what we're saying.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say. I said that in one of the comments. I was like, guys, the only people I'm arguing with, well, the people that I'm not arguing with that really understand what I'm saying are the people that truly play by ear. And these are all the people you're saying that are uneducated and don't read or don't know how to say their scales. It's like, bro, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like,
it's a trip to not think of the guitar that way too, because of extensions and stuff. Because that's a lot of times when you're playing guitar along with the keyboard player, you're not playing the same exact chord.
Right. Yeah. You're playing like the upper or middle, whatever it is. You're
So
not
if
playing.
I'm playing an A minor, you probably would be playing some variation of a C chord.
Right.
to make it sound sweet.
Right. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, why are we being so difficult, man?
Yeah. I love it though. I love it. I love getting the rise out of people. It's hilarious,
Bro.
I mean,
make sixth grade again.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. It's an interesting. I'm here for all of the debate and all of the, because it all makes us better anyway.
Yeah,
we're talking
it's
about
fun.
music. We're going over our theory. It's good for us.
It's making people think.
It's good for us.
Yeah.
Even if we say those guys are idiots, man, they don't know nothing down there. What are they talking about? It's still good for you to think about a rebuttal to what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I love it, man. And honestly, to me, I just was like posting this stuff because that's just kind of how I hear it. And I never ever would I have thought like,
dude, the fact that you did the homework, though.
oh, they're not ready, bro. I'm
you
like
did the homework, bro.
I'm like 4 years deep on working on this. For those of you guys that don't know, I've been working on this guitar book, and you guys don't stand a chance because I've done so much research.
Talk your shit, my boy.
I've tried to prove myself wrong, and I can't. Okay, please, someone find a minor one.
Now,
song.
see, that's how you go about it. You try to prove yourself wrong. You'll never find it trying to prove that there is a minor one.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to be able to or willing to explore the opposite end.
Like I'm excited to find it.
Mm.
I'm so excited. Watch, it's gonna be a Hendrix song.
It would be Hendrix if anyone. It would be Hendrix. Like let's think about that for a second.
Yeah, let me think here. I mean, it's just the thing is like a lot of those tunes are from the 60s because that's the whole point. It's blues, it's like.
Would you say Purple Haze? It's not a bad case, but I don't think it's.
So yeah, because E, and then what do you play? Like G? Oh wait, no, shoot, hang on. Oh, G, B flat, E. So honestly, already what I'm hearing is that E7 sharp 9 is the 6. It's E minor and it's E7 sharp 9. That's the whole thing. We do that in jazz all the time. The G is the 1, and then that B flat is flat 3 major.
So it starts on 6.
Yeah.
Like when he's playing the riff. Boom, 1, 2.
Or 1 like flat 3. Like flat 3 major. B flat major. Because if we're in G, B would be the 3. But the whole thing about Hendrix is you play. It's just blues. Like you're playing E minor and like, well, let me think about that. Hang on. Because, he would play, E minor, E, G, A, B flat, B. That's the whole blues sound.
I would just say sonically it's a strong case. Like it doesn't sound like. It does. You can look at it like that's the 6 for sure.
Man.
But it kind of sounds like it could be.
What?
It doesn't sound like. What key is it in?
I mean,
I can't remember.
I mean, it's like, he's in E flat technically, but he's playing an E chord. So the main riff is E7 sharp 9, boom boom, boom boom, G, B flat major, boom boom.
So you would, yeah.
Am I crazy? I haven't played that song.
No, I'm just saying I wouldn't. Based on the way I think of it, I wouldn't think of that song necessarily as being in G.
Okay, how would you hear it?
Like an E minor.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, that's
E
what
minor.
it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if we were to say there is no minor 1, absolutely, there is no minor 1. This would be the one that kind of sounds like maybe
E
there
minor.
is one.
Yeah, I get you.
You know.
Honestly, bro, like, a lot of the Hendrix tunes do a lot of clever shit. Like, especially the way that he moves certain chords, and it's always this layering of, like, he's borrowing from what I mean, we can get into this, but, like, I have this whole theory on why you would play B flat when you're playing that. Like, why does that sound good? Because he'll always do that. He'll play what he would do on something like that. If E is the 1 or the 6, whatever you want to call it, E, you could play D's, you could play C's, you could play B flats, you could play G's. Like, and it's always these power chords that he'll move through. because he'll do like one of the ends of the songs. He does like kind of the classic like Coltrane sound of like minor third movements, right? He'll go E, G, B flat, D flat, and he'll keep like there's at the end of one of the songs he does that. I think it's Remember. It's on the Axis Bowls Love.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite tunes, but it's like the end of the tune moves. It changes keys, like he just goes somewhere else. And it's like he does it through these like minor third movements. It's really hip.
Do you think that he thought about it as much as you did?
I think I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I think he just hears it like that. So like I'm just rationalizing that sound through the way I'm hearing it or through the way I'm saying it, because when you listen to it, it just sounds good.
And I think you kind of have you kind of got to find the theory of it. Like you got to be like, wait, why is this?
Yeah, to me, my mind is like, I just work? Like I know how to play the song. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I got it. But why does that sound good? Like, I just have to know. I don't know.
I'm more like, oh shit, that sounds good.
Right.
Hey, let's go. It sounds good.
Honestly, bro, I think it's just because I'm kind of like that already, and it's just because I was trying to learn this stuff so much that I had to like. I always felt behind.
It'd be funny if it had something to do with the way he played, like having his guitar turned over, and just the way his fingers fell on the neck.
I don't think that would really change though, because he didn't. He restrung it. It wasn't upside down.
Oh
yeah.
Never.
No. Yeah, no. You know who plays upside down? Who's still who's around is who?
Eric Gales.
Yeah, that guy, bro. Every time I watch videos of him, my head hurts.
Yeah, that's the blues, bro.
I'm just like,
that's the blues, bro.
What
like
the hell? He's playing. I'm like, bro. Just to watch him play, I'm like, dude, I can't look at his hands. I can't look.
Oh yeah,
I can't look.
See, I went through that with Mono Neon too.
Oh yeah,
he has the same thing, and it's just like you're thumping and plucking upside down.
Oh my god, it hurts my head.
Like, bro, what the hell?
But I need to make a video on this. But most people don't realize that Hendrix didn't do that. He restrung his guitar.
I didn't know.
So he's just playing like. I mean, he would still play.
He's just playing lefty.
Yeah, and I would argue this is going to be part of the video.
That it's not left-handed.
I don't think that's left-handed. And
I would say the same.
Can I tell you my proof? Because I got to jazz prove it.
Go, let's do it.
I found a video. See, I got to make this now because someone's going to beat me to it. I found a video online of Hendrix signing autographs. And if the video is not mirror imaged, like I don't think it is. I think it's true video. If it's not mirror imaged, you see him writing with his right hand.
He was writing this way?
Yeah. With his right hand.
I'm saying, but it was going this way? Like it wasn't...
Yeah, I think that's how I knew. Yeah, because he was writing the correct left to right way. But he's writing with his right hand. Yeah. Now, if you flip the guitar this way, that's considered left-handed. Which, I don't know. We're arguing over
Interestingly enough,
words
I'm
here.
left-handed.
I'm left-handed.
And play so-called right-handed.
So do I.
My dad's the same thing.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. This is a mind...
That hurts my head.
I've tried. I sound like a kid.
Yeah, it's funny because I want to find someone I haven't really found anyone that, well, I'm sure there is, but I feel like it seems more on average that left-handed players, well, I guess, but most people play this way though. So there's probably a lot of people that are right-handed but play normal. I don't know.
Yeah, there are. I mean, I think most guitar players and
play
bass
this
players
way,
play so-called right-handed.
But I wonder what they are though.
Well, there's more. I believe there's more right-handed people than left-handed people.
Because there's certain things I do left-handed, but other things I do right-handed.
Like what?
Like I write left-handed. Honestly, if I was to shoot, I would shoot left-handed. That's immediately where I would go. I shoot a bow.
Left hand.
I shoot.
Left hand closest to the.
Yeah, like I would just grab it and I would just And I shoot a bow left-handed too.
Okay.
So I shoot like this.
Yeah.
Whereas normally most people would shoot like this, right?
Got you.
So I would do, that's how.
Yeah. I do most things left-handed. Most things. Only thing I do right-handed so-called is play.
I throw right-handed.
Really?
I throw a ball right-handed.
That does not make any sense to me. It never made sense to me. I can't.
Yeah, so you're like a true lefty.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not ambidextrous with it.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it feels way natural for me to.
Like a few years back, I broke a finger in my left hand, and I was having to like do stuff,
stuff.
eat with my right hand. Oh my god, that's craziness. Just like, I hope it makes it.
That's hilarious, dude. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I want to make that video just because I think it'd be funny. I feel like most people think of him as like, it would just be interesting to see him right-handed, and then play like that. It's like, I don't know.
I wonder how he ended up. I always wonder how people came to play this way.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
like we were talking about Eric Gales and Mono Neon earlier, which they both happen to be from Memphis. And I've seen other guys from Memphis play that upside down style, and I'm like,
you think it's like a thing?
I would imagine it is. I don't know if it was like a on purpose thing, but maybe it's just
like they both play upside down. That just blows my mind.
And I've met another bass player from out there. I think his name was Sylvester or something like that. Plays upside down the same way, and that was the first person I ever seen do it. And I was like, wait, your low string is on the bottom?
That just hurts my head. Oh my god!
And
I'm just imagining like trying to play like that, and I couldn't do it at all. If my life depended on it, I would be dead.
Have you seen that inverted tuning?
Oh God, no! What is that?
It's like the same notes, but you're going from like a higher E to
I
A
have heard about
to D,
this.
G, B to low E at the bottom.
Oh God!
So your whole chords, like the whole shape for chords, flips around kind of. I don't understand it, but it seems cool.
Wow. Honestly, bro, from playing, like, I play tres, the Afro-Cuban guitar thing, and, like, that's the same as the fifth fret from the D, G, and B string.
Okay.
So it's basically just G, C, E.
You
know, it's like and, like, I can do that, but the thing that threw me off about that at first was the octaves are so much different. So, like, it has, like, an octave, so there's 3 sets of pairs. But what would normally be my highest string, like sound wise, sounds like the lowest string, because it has 2 strings on it. One's like a high octave, and then the other's a low octave.
Okay.
But the low comes through more, so it sounds like the low string.
Dang.
And then what would be the low string sounds like the high string. One of the high strings.
That's a trip.
So when you play melodies, it's just like you're kind of playing it back. And I've gotten better at it now, but like, bro, when I first started, I just was like, dude, I don't like this is throwing me off. So I've just spent my whole life playing guitar, just like.
I forget the name of it, but I had the same feeling playing those big mariachi basses.
Oh yeah.
I forget the name of it.
I just had it. Oh shit. Yeah. Anyways.
Guitaron or something
That's
like
it.
that.
There it is. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Wait. How are those tuned?
I know there's 6 strings, but it goes from like.
It's like what? It's almost tuned like an oud.
Yeah, it's like they go like.
It's like a fifth.
Up in fifths, I think, or fourths, and then it goes down back.
Yeah,
I think in fourths
weird.
or something like that.
I don't remember.
It's a trip because it's like the highest string is in the middle of the fretboard.
Yeah, and don't they play octaves the whole time?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Crazy. Like the whole thing is like, yeah. Yeah, I gotta actually. That's crazy. Yeah. Some of those guys are.
You play oud, right?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit.
That's when I first met you. I was like, man, these dudes is playing like Middle Eastern music.
We were playing with Farhad. Yeah, we were playing like Persian music.
Okay.
So it's not really like it's a little bit different. I mean, they all kind of overlap, obviously, but honestly, Farhad's the only one that's given me the best argument for minor one. I went over to his house the other day, and like, cause
I saw he said something, but I couldn't. I didn't know what he was talking about.
I'll tell you right now. I mean, I barely know what he's talking about, dude. Like, he basically the problem is it's a whole nother style of It's not Western music really, so it's like what they're doing is totally different. But that's why it's cool. But really, what they're doing is like they have this whole like Das Gauss system, which is basically like. Instead of like chords, like we're talking about 3, 6, 2, 5, like we play chords and stuff, and they do too, but it's not really the same though. Like have you ever listened to like Kulthum sing, that famous Arabic singer? I gotta send you some stuff. Anyways, like the way they play is like they're based off of these tetrachords. They're like 4-note groupings, and then like you basically like through that you have these different melodies and scales, whatever you want to call them, but they call them tetrachords. So like depending on where you are, it's like kind of what mode you're in, sort of.
Okay.
And it's like really cool. It's kind of hard for me to explain because I barely get it.
So like the modes are based on the tetrachord.
Yeah, like the tetrachord is the mode, and like depending on where you are, it's like, and they change emotion through stacking or going through these different keys, tetrachord kind of things, as far as I can tell. Maybe I'm butchering it. Sorry, Farhad, but like his whole, his argument, and he's kind of right because I remember playing with him, and it's like what it's all kind of based off of is kind of like this minor tetrachord. And then from there derives major, sort of, because they have major and minor. Like they have 1, 4, 5. Okay. Like they have all the same.
So it is technically a minor one.
Yeah.
In the sense of that's the home base of. I got you.
Kind of where it comes from.
Got you.
That's why I'm like, hey, Farhad's got the best explanation so far.
And Farhad's an OG. Like I know he knows his stuff. We've never gotten to play music together, but
yeah, you would love him. I gotta take you to his house one day, actually.
Yeah, I first met him with you guys, I think.
Yeah, he's cool, man. And he's a cool dude. And he's like, I like him because he just, every time I'm with him, like my life slows down. Because I feel like I'm always just like, but like when you're with Farhad, you're just like,
take your time.
Take your time. We talk quiet. And let's play.
He does speak very quietly.
Yeah, it's like,
it tripped me out meeting him. I was like,
yeah, it's very,
you gotta like listen.
Yeah. But he said, yeah, just the way he explained it. Like, I get what he's saying. One thing I like, though, is that there is a lot of similarity between it, though. That's the one thing that I kind of want to, like, push back on some people is like, well, what about all the other non-Western music? It's like, yeah, bro, you're right. We get it. But what you're not getting is that I've played some of that. One of them. I haven't played all of them. But I would argue that I think they still hear certain fundamental chords or frequencies.
I would say it's still water. It's
exactly, dude. Exactly.
People act like music is different. Like it all serves the same purpose.
Yeah.
Like I saw this clip. I don't know where in, like I don't even know if the Middle East is the correct thing to say, but they were somewhere. And this dude started playing a line, and everybody just, and they was going. I was like, this dude killing.
Yeah,
it's about the function of it. You know what I mean? Like, what does it do?
Yeah, honestly, man, I have always said this, and the more I learn, the more I think it. There's got to be more to music than it just sounds good. And obviously there is, because like, even like when you're at church, if you're in the right church, you can. If you don't feel it with everyone else, then you're crazy. Call it whatever you want. I don't care. Right?
I get you.
Call it whatever you want. I don't care. But
there's something going on.
It sure does help when you have a sick band and everyone's and it's all on one accord, and every culture has that sort of. You know what I mean?
It's interesting the different ways we have this. It's the same emotional reaction I saw in the shooting. When he got up and went like this.
Oh, and then everyone was just like, yeah.
I was like, look at the church going up. I was like, you might as well kick in the organ here.
Oh, my God. This guy is too much.
It's the same thing.
That's hilarious.
In the sense of, like, the crowd reaction and how that just that.
But see, I think, and to say that that's not a thing is crazy to me.
It's like a primal thing.
Yeah, there's something there especially when you get a group and everyone, and it's like there's something, I don't know what it is.
It's like the simplest example to me is like getting a group of people singing together. You go in a concert and they say, "Oh, everybody sing" or whatever.
Right.
The crowd is full of people who would never sing on their own,
and everyone knows a song,
or who would never sing accurately on their own.
Right.
You don't hear bad notes in those situations. There's something in us that's like, oh, this is what everybody's singing. Let me sing it.
Have you seen the Bobby McFerrin TED? It's not a TED Talk, but whatever you call it.
The father of the Jacob Collier. I'll just play it.
Dude, for real, he kind of is. Yeah,
but I got you.
He's kind of the original. Yeah. I love the pentatonic. Yeah, that pentatonic video. I've made a clip of that. Yeah, it's like
where he was jumping across.
Where he's jumping around and like it's like. Yeah, I mean, and let's be clear. he kind of like, actually he doesn't really say 1 or 6 or anything. He just sings notes. But
his approach to it is very one-centric.
Because when he resolves, he plays the whole major scale or the whole pentatonic scale, and he ends on 1.
Mm-hmm. And just even the lines, to me, it just feels major.
100%. And he goes to the 6 because like everyone hears.
Yeah,
that's when he takes.
That's
a pause.
when you hear da 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 da.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah.
And it's just,
Dude,
that's such a
Bobby's
powerful
a G,
video,
bro.
though. It's such a powerful video. And my favorite part of this is that like at the end, he literally says no words. He just goes like this. Do, 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 do. You know, whatever he does, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, he doesn't say any words. And then everyone's done. Wow, oh my God, it's amazing. And then he sits down and he's surrounded by all these like biology or neuroscientist, doctor, PhD, whatever, ×2, whatever they all have. And it's like, this guy just blew their minds.
He
just blew their minds.
This
dude.
guy they never look twice at on the street because
Blew
he's very
their
unassuming.
minds.
It's just, yeah, he's a master. He's a master.
Because the first comment is like, if you ever want a job in neuroscience,
take it.
It's
Yeah,
like,
they did do
bro,
that dude, man.
yeah, that guy's sick.
That dude.
Anyways, that's an interesting one because, yeah, how do you explain that? Why do you think why does pentatonic resonate with us so much? Because let me ask you this before, because the 6, you know, when you're thinking like, for me, I kind of always go to the overtone series because that's kind of why I think blues sounds good, because it's the overtone series is literally a blues chord. Mm-hmm. It's like the whole essence of blues. Yeah. You play the major triad and then you play flat 7. You have sharp 4 in there. That's the blue note. And it's like, it just sounds bluesy. Like that's how you would start a blues.
Why does pentatonic work?
But the thing is 6 is not in the overtone series really. So it's interesting to me, why is it that we hear?
Yeah.
Maybe we're leading into the answer of why there is a minor 1. Like I wonder why. Because the overtone series is real. It's like we all hear it, we all feel it, it all resonates with us.
But we're not all aware of it though.
We're not all aware of it, but like everyone can. They do sing a pentatonic scale, and it feels good. It absolutely does. And then when you look at the overtone series, though, I don't know. I always wondered about that 6. Like why does the pentatonic sound good? Because that 6, you know, that minor third does sound nice. It does resonate with us.
I don't know musically like the makings of why it sounds good, but I believe it sounds good because it's like one of the most universal patterns in music, where it's like you anywhere in the world you're gonna hear pentatonic patterns.
Yeah,
you know, any style of music.
Yeah,
it's just what feels good to us. I couldn't tell you why.
I mean, I don't know either. That's why I'm asking. Yeah,
it's definitely a thing that we all agree on. Like in Japan, in India, in Brazil, here, you know, everywhere, we all agree that these series of notes,
that it feels good.
Is it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
and that's what I love about that experiment that Bobby McFerrin does. Is like he kind of shows you without showing you. Mm-hmm. It's like everyone sings the right note and they don't know why they know it, and they know it as a collective group, as a whole. If you singled someone out, hey, you sing it, it's like I don't know, like.
But then there's something in that too, because it's like maybe it has to do with us. Maybe this was the earliest or one of the earlier patterns we could all execute. You know what I mean? Where it's like anybody can do it, and maybe some of our songs that we sang as Village or we sang as Tribes or we sang as whatever, had that, and these songs make us feel like part of a group. When we sing them together, it makes us feel like part of the group. We're bigger than ourselves now.
And it does resonate, though.
Yeah.
Like when you have people singing, that's one thing I love about hearing the choir sing. It's like when they sing and it's in tune somewhat, and it's like, bro, you feel that. Like it's like
and it's crazy because it's even when it's right, there's some bad notes in there.
Right.
But there needs to be.
Yeah.
If you just were to make a choir, like you just stacking perfect vocals on top of each other, it's gonna sound crazy.
Yeah, it might not sound. But see, that's what's interesting is like that's why the overtone series is interesting because it's not technically perfect, quote unquote. Right.
This is why you have
This is why we have equal temperament.
Right.
So we can play in all these keys, but we're kind of playing out of tune. If in tune is the overtone series.
Such a crazy concept. I get it.
It's weird. It's weird.
It's almost like if you were to think of human history, we had pitchforks and tuning forks and things, but like it feels like we're just really feeling like our generation is like the first to really grow up on music that's in tune, like auto-tune music and everything's so mechanical to where
you have these programs
but they're all in tune.
Right.
But back in the day, you have a piano sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
It's not. You got to tune to the piano.
Yeah.
Or you got to, I've even, as an engineer, I know, he said he was recording some younger kids. And like, we all have a ramp getting to the note, rising to the note. And you can see it like on the DAW. He was saying that ramp is shorter like auto-tune. Like, they're singing to emulate, not even like knowingly. But this is just how they're learning how to sing.
It's kind of changing now, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But you know what's interesting though, dude, is that I know Jacob Collier is like super nerdy. I love it, but like some of it's a little much for me, but most of it I love. And there is like I watched some of his like his Logic breakdowns.
I love those.
Dude, they're so sick.
I love those.
And
I wish I had that kind of computer power, bro. I ain't even gonna lie.
Wait, what do you mean?
643 tracks in a session, bro. My computer would
explode.
Die, bro.
But you know what's funny is that I don't remember what song it is. I'm sure it's several songs. But he does. I remember him going through and he's like, "Oh, this is where like we do the microtonal note." But it sounds great, and it reminds me of like when I went and saw Farhad. We're playing some tunes and he's playing all these microtonal notes, but they're not that crazy really. They actually make a lot of sense. And like the way he always explains it, which is just even more proof of minor one. See, I'm over here proving these guys' points.
Shame on you guys. You let him do your work for you.
But like when you play Shur, which is like this microtonal note, it's literally take a minor third. So you know how you play like, let's say you play F and A flat, right? If you just put your middle finger right in the middle, like don't even think about it, just do it physically, you'll nail that note. We don't have the note on a fretted instrument. So go home.
But it'd be between.
Just play any minor third. So play C to E flat, and then literally just physically.
So it'd be between F and F sharp?
No.
Or it'd be like F sharp and G.
I'm sorry. In between.
No, I'm saying where would this note land?
Yeah, so in between C and E flat going up.
Okay, C and E flat. Okay.
Now just literally play like a D sharp. It's like
a D half sharp kind of thing.
Yeah, it's weird. I guess
like
it would be technically C sharp D E. No, it would be a C sharp D flat, or D
Crazy.
like a D but flat.
I know what you're saying. So it's
like when you go home, just play your fretless, and then just play C to E flat, like play like minor pentatonic, C E flat F G whatever, go up, and then just play the middle note.
That's crazy.
I mean, I could get my oud real quick, but like it is a blue note. It sounds like a blue note to me.
I was about to say it's what do you say all the time? It's blues, baby.
And it's funny because I was chilling with Farhad and he starts playing these tunes that I kind of half remember and I just kind of hear them. But I realized I told him I was like, damn, Farhad, I kind of miss these notes. Like I realized I was like, wow, I kind of miss because I'm sitting there playing guitar trying to bend into it and I kind of got it, but I was like, man, that note feels nice. It like,
well, I've read about like there being a longer Arabic history in America than what's told of.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
That's my people. I wish I spoke Arabic, man. Damn.
You used to, right?
Yeah, my mom, she used to speak it to me.
It's in the will somewhere.
It's in there somewhere. I got to get it out.
Dude, especially if you could write that shit. Can your mom write it?
She can. She's not the best, but yeah, she can.
Dude, that's some of the most
beautiful
looks crazy,
penmanship
I've ever seen.
It looks sick, dude.
It looks like angel writing or something.
And it just looks ancient.
Dude, that's sick, dude.
So wait, what were you saying? What do you mean?
Well, There was presence
Okay.
of trade wise from Morocco to here long before Columbus.
You're saying before like the English came.
Yeah.
I mean that wouldn't surprise me.
So if we think of it like that in the sense of trade,
Okay.
spices, certain goods from here were prevalent there or in different parts of the Eastern world. You know, there's depictions in Egypt per se of like corn, which doesn't grow in Egypt.
And they got it from the Americas.
It's only
From
grows
the
in the
natives.
Americas.
Yeah.
Or another, you know, they talk about cocaine, which coca comes from South America.
Right.
You know.
Still, yeah, America.
So there's been trade back and forth. So if there's been trade back and forth,
you telling me
then there was music back and forth.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when we look at like our blues having those pentatonics, maybe we was hanging with the Chinese.
Okay, so get this, bro. Omar has this whole. I didn't even get to really open up that can of worms, but he was like, I don't remember what it's called, but there's some documentary, and like, he was saying how the natives, maybe they're the original precursors of blues. And I was like, what? Like, I mean, okay, let me hear it. And he starts kind of telling me like, you know, the way that they were singing and like, how do you know that didn't influence what then came out after?
How could it not?
I mean, that's what I said.
Especially if, you know, y'all got instruments and y'all,
and they were here.
And we use that scale too. And we, you know,
and you're
what I mean?
telling me like they helped all the Europeans survive. You're telling me they didn't just like, hey, check out this. Bye.
They also helped, you know, enslaved people escape in certain situations and took them in and made them part of one of their own.
Right.
There's a commonly said thing amongst black people that everybody has said at some point or another, oh yeah, I got Indian in my family.
Oh, I've heard this actually, yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody has so-called good hair. Oh yeah, they got Indian in it. But we really do have Indian in our family.
I feel like that's more likely than not.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially back then, if you're just thinking, well, okay, the whites are here. They don't like black people. They don't like natives. So you're telling me those two are not going to like click up?
At least in some situations.
I mean, a little bit. Like, come on, yeah. I mean, I would.
Nothing was across the board, but
right.
There are some of us who have Native American ancestry. Man,
I've always been fascinated by the natives. I feel like we don't really know anything about them.
Yeah, it's interesting how, I don't want to say too much, but how you can lose a people. The whole people were just wiped out, so allegedly. They're just wiped out.
I mean, yeah, they kind of just do. They just kind of blanket statement that.
Yeah,
that's kind of their thing. They're like, they just wiped out. Yeah.
This is where I was saying too much.
What do you mean? What?
I come from a so-called lost people.
Okay.
So you have this one people who were wiped out, who just ceased to exist, and then this is other people who we don't know where they came from. We maybe Africa, maybe here and there, but we don't have a real history that's tangible on these people. And then there's these other people who kind of share. I'm not saying.
No, I get you.
You know, I'm not trying to draw too quick of a line, but there are some lines to be drawn in there.
Huh.
So I'll leave that to you guys to draw whatever you want, but.
Yeah, I just remember, I always been fascinated by like, I don't know, just like I would go camping with my pops a lot. I'm about to go fishing with him soon. We go in the mountains, you know, you just go fish and like you're just in nature. And I just remember always being like, man, like what? There must have been natives running around here. Like what? Like, what were they? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think that driving around here, sometimes some of these names of these places. I
mean, Kumiyai Highway, whatever
Temecula.
it is. Yeah, and
you know
like,
what I mean?
All that
like,
stuff. Yeah. I mean,
it's like, yo, this was this land where somebody had they
Cuyamaca.
Yeah, bro. All that stuff. It's like, bro, we're living on native land.
But we don't know nothing about it though. I want to know more. I'm kind of fascinated by it just because I don't know anything about it.
It made me trip out even more because I saw this thing where not too far from here, but closer to my house, they found like remains of a mastodon or something like that. That was like 130,000 years old.
What the heck?
In like Paradise Valley, bro.
Oh my God, we gotta look this up.
Bro, it's like wait,
where is it?
I don't know where it is.
Is it still? They must have taken it out.
No, this wasn't recent. This was a while ago, but I heard about it recently, and I'm like, wait, this may be a few years ago.
Oh wait, bro, I gotta look this up.
Look it up, bro.
Hang on. you serious? What do I look up?
Let me see.
Mastodon.
I think it was a mastodon.
Or how about fossil in San Diego?
That'll work.
Okay. Fossils. Here's San Diego Union Tribune. Okay, here it is. It's on Wired.com. I don't know what that is, but it looks like about the same thing. Oh, it's the same. Okay, it's the same story. Here we go. So it says fossils suggest early.
I hate when they do that.
Damn it, these pop.
I hate when they do that, man. Sign up for our website.
Oh, I can't get it. Damn it.
Yeah,
It's basically saying they found something. Okay, 25 years ago suggests humans reached North America 100,000 years earlier than previously believed. That's crazy. Okay, wait a second. Let's go down the rabbit hole. Because I've always said this, and I think that we kind of agree on this when it comes to like the whole like religion talk and whatever. I just feel like, that's cool. You can believe whatever you want by all means, but just every fiber in me just thinks it's way deeper and way older than we think.
I agree with that. I mean, yeah, I've never really been able to wrap my mind around the suggested timeline that certain religious groups or certain, people would say.
Not that it's not, it doesn't, I think that some of it is probably true.
I'm just saying the timeline.
Right, yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
Not that there's not truth to be found in
Right,
the books
right.
that there's not positive things about the practices.
Right.
Because I believe there's truth found in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
But 6,000 years to me seems like a bit of a short sight.
Yeah, I mean, but what about, I don't understand. What about, like, we know that all this stuff is older, though.
Like, we've had empires that have risen and fallen in more time than that. But I don't know.
That's the thing is minor one. I mean, it was right there,
This is what happens, man.
I had to.
This is what happens. Dude, I was like, somebody be like, why is there no such thing as a minor one? Because your mom likes major ones. This being stupid.
Oh, man. We're going to have a whole series of this, bro. I love it. Oh, that's great. Oh, man. Have you gone down the Graham Hancock rabbit hole?
Not too much. I did check out some stuff you told me to check, or you told me to just look them up. But I haven't gone down the rabbit hole, to be honest with you. Nah.
It's crazy. In a nutshell, he basically he thinks that humans are way older, but he kind of has some proof, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what to. I mean, I hear a lot of different things, and they don't sound wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert in it by any means, but I find it super fascinating.
I'm not an expert in anything.
It's like what I don't get though, bro. Like, people say they know that they think they know how the Egyptians did it, but like, as far as I can tell, nobody has any clue.
See, what you do is you take the sand and you wet it, and you. I'm bullshitting. But nah, yeah, but then yeah, man. And so many people hold that so dear to heart. Like, yeah, no, we did this. That's why they don't know, because we. Right.
But bro, what about all the like? Have you seen the ones in Peru? Mm-hmm. Where like the rocks are like Play-Doh molded different shapes? Mm-hmm. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know what to suggest that it is. Some would say I don't know. Otherworldly things. Some would say something greater than us. Some would say giant people. Right, I've heard this. I've heard all these different things. Yeah. Some would say it's our ancestors who are from another place. Right.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Like another planet or another. I don't know, man. It's interesting though that it's all lined up to represent things above it.
And that's what trips me out is the alignments of things is crazy.
It's like, either you guys had way more stuff than we have, or you're not telling us something. You guys figured out a no minor one kind of bypass to things that, you know what I mean? That you guys just used and are not telling us about it. Like people like you've heard of the Dogon tribe?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Their astrological knowledge, even though they're so-called a primitive people, is
right on.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's right on. I don't get it, bro. Yeah, I don't get it. And the whole procession of the like how the Earth wobbles, and it's like, what is it, every 72,000 years or something? I don't know what it is, but like, it's like these people knew that, and you can tell because of so and so, blah 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 blah, supposedly.
But that was their. Even like in the Islamic world, that those mosques were
right. That's the other.
They
thing.
were places to go and view the stars. They were places to study about that.
And
like,
whether they knew it, what they were doing or not, it was passed down, or they did know, or they didn't know, but they just do it. I don't know.
They led the charge for as far as like science and education and things like that for a good minute. I mean, we still use their numbers.
Yeah, I mean, they're Arabic numbers, right?
Yeah, and we still use a lot of words from there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like
have you ever
colonel.
Seen, what is it?
Colonel comes from an Arabic word.
Have you seen the video? There's like a bunch of people that do videos of they say Arabic words and Spanish words.
I just heard about that, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, you should look it up.
Girl was telling me about
it's
that.
crazy. It's like a lot.
It's like we call this
like pantalones is like something. I should know this because I'm half Arabic, but I remember
you're supposed to know both.
But yeah, it's crazy. Like I've seen videos where they explain it and they say the word. And I'm like, oh damn. I mean, you can't deny that sounds exactly the same. Like, yeah,
it's interesting how that works, bro.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts, dude.
Like, how did that's I could nerd out on this stuff all day, but like, how did we come to like develop language? That's such a crazy idea to me. Like, we had sounds, and then it's like, okay, now this sound means microphone, or this sound means, you know what I mean, guitar. This even like theory. It's such an abstract thing to argue to me, because these are names we assign to sounds.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it must have been really simple, or I don't know how anyone would really know though.
Like, you'd have to agree, is what I'm saying. You'd have to have a group of people that agree.
Right.
This is what we're gonna call this. This is what we're gonna do with this. But even with no language, how do you come up with like that's such a trip to me.
I guess you would just like point at something. Yeah, and then it sounds different, and then that's I don't know.
And then, but we've come to the point to where we're having this conversation now, and we know what each other mean. But it's just like, how did we get here? This is a trip.
Yeah, you know what trips me out though is like how when you find the right word and you're like, oh, that's a way better word. But like, how do we both know that that's the better word? Like, oh, that describes it way better. That like, you know how you find a word, you're like, oh, this is I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example right now.
Would you not agree that's the same way we know how to play the right chord? Like, if it's a song you don't know, you're playing along with the singer. How do you know to play the 5 chord where you play the 5 chord? Say it's just you and Jessie, and she's singing a song, but you don't exactly know it, but you can just.
Yeah, I don't know. I just would feel.
It's something in it that suggests.
Yeah.
Hey, a 5 should go here.
Right.
Hey, that feels like a 4. That feels like a. You know what I mean? It's the same thing to me. That it's something intuitive.
Right.
But I don't exactly know how it works, and I don't need to. But
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, like kind of what I'm saying is like, it trips me out because like if I'm writing something or telling someone something and you're like, it was kind of like blah, blah, blah. But if you use the right word, it'll convey the point better than maybe the other word would. And
but it's like you can be stumbling on the word and you
can come up with it. And I'll be like, that's it. That's how I feel.
But it's based on the context of what you said already.
Yeah, but it's just weird. It always trips me out how like what's the word when you feel like this and like blah 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 and it's like this and then you say it and I'm like, oh, that's it.
That's the perfect word. Yeah.
It's like what? Like what is that?
Bro, trying to find those words sometimes.
But it's so weird how like there's words that will say it perfectly and then that word doesn't though. But they're just words, which is exactly why there's no such thing as minor 1.
Yeah. You can be upset about it. You can be mad about it. But there's no. Thus saith the Lord. There is no minor 1. If you want to go to heaven, guys, you just got to give up the minor 1s. So life of sin.
You got to repent.
Repent. Turn from your wicked ways.
Oh my God, this guy's hilarious, dude. Oh man,
Dude, God hates minor one.
oh Jesus,
Bro.
this guy's going deep.
I just saw that as somebody hold. God hates
The cardboard guy, where he's just like, oh Jesus.
Westboro Baptist.
Honestly, bro, can someone please pay the guy that I don't know what his name is, but he's the Instagram guy that holds up the cardboard sign? Someone tell him to write no such thing as minor one on there. Oh my God, that would be a great. That'd be a great meme. That's hilarious.
Yeah, we got to do it.
All right, Steve. Love you, bro. You're killing.
My guy.
No such thing as
Much
minor
love,
one. Go follow. What's your Instagram handle?
Steve McKinney, McKenni.
All right, go find him. Support this dude. Come see him play because he's a legend.
Yeah, man. You want to see a fat dude with a bass?
All right. No such thing as minor one. We're out.